Have you ever noticed how some teams just make everything look effortless? I bet you can think of individuals who do that as well. Well, for those people who just seem to be in flow and not worried about anything, I can tell you there's a lot of work that's gone into the background to get them into that state. So let's unpack this further. Now, in my experience, teams that make change look effortless have made the choice to invest in themselves as individuals and also as members of the team. Essentially what we're talking about is how to be a high-performing team. And high-performing teams, well, they're made up of high-performing individuals. Now, whether it be a change program or not, effective business transformation results depend on getting the foundations right at both an individual and a team level. For a team to operate at its most effective, it needs to have the right team members who are talented, effective, and have the right attitude. Think of, like an F1 team. Every person in that team knows exactly what they should be doing, what their strengths are, they practice, they operate at their best, and as a team, they leverage that power to perform and keep improving. Now, I used to work with a team that everyone else wanted to be part of. You could feel the energy and the power radiating off these guys. Now, what were they doing? Well, they were a group of high-performing and impressive individuals, but what took them to the next level was their ability to think and work as a team. They understood each other's strengths, they had really clear rules of the road, they just worked so well together. Conversely, I've also worked alongside another team that was made up of really intelligent and motivated individuals. This team should have been incredible, but they weren't. Why? Because they never made the transition to being a team. They all had an individual focus. The third example is working with a team that should have been performing clearly, but clearly had a weak link. You can't ignore or tolerate bad attitudes or a lack of capability if you want a high-performing team. You need to constantly curate and develop that team to make sure it's as strong as the sum of all its parts. So a high-performing team wouldn't exist without the right team members. So what do these individuals do? And what defines a high-performing team anyway? Well, according to Psychology Today, a high-performing team is a group of people that are engaged in what they're doing and consistently exceed expectations. They see that there's a combination of elements at play. There's strong trust and relationships, great communication, a strong vision, and a goal that everyone's aligned to. There's also a diversity of skills, perspectives, and experience, and clearly defined roles. Now, the individuals that make up these teams also have common characteristics as high-performing individuals. They have, according to JP Morgan, high levels of self-awareness, growth mindset, curiosity, open to feedback. They're flexible, they embrace change, they have great communication and listening skills, and a really positive attitude. They love innovation and they show initiative, are resourceful, and are a great team player with a strong work ethic. Now, that's quite the list, but if you're a leader who's looking to build a high-performing team and also wants to make change look effortless, then here are some really great tips. At a team level, you need to consider how you're going to build strong, trusted relationships and strong communication in the team. Is there a strong vision and goal that everyone's aligned to? Are there a diversity of skills? And are there clearly defined roles? Consider also whether you have the right people in your team, and maybe the answer is no, but maybe they just need some development. So this is where you can potentially focus development activities. Help your team grow and create a growth mindset. Help them with good communication and listening skills. Make sure that you've got people in the team who do have a positive attitude and one, I think, of curiosity, that's actually willing to learn and fail and try again. You also want people who are willing to be a team player. So as a leader, this is where your focus should be. If it feels a bit overwhelming, just choose one or two of these things on each list to start with, then put a plan in place to implement bit by bit. Being a high-performing team or a high-performing individual takes work, and it's not going to happen overnight, as the saying goes. But these are the elements that appear again and again in high-performing teams. So go through these lists, have a think about where you'd actually rate yourself and your team in these different elements, and start work on just one of those behaviour sets and start improving that today. Thanks for watching Trampoline on YouTube, and if you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. For great daily content and leadership insights, as well as a proven plan that will yield exponential results, be sure to download the High Performance Leadership app.